Hello, divine beloved family. This is my new guitar. I haven't named her yet, but I had one and the string kept breaking on it. And so I took it in, I had insurance, and I just was able to get this yesterday. And I don't know, for those of you who play an instrument, well, for me at least, I hadn't had my guitar for a while, and I miss being able to just pick it up and play, and so I am appreciating it so much more now. It was pretty emotional this morning, playing it and singing it, and David encouraged me to get a new tuner, so I got this little new electronic tuner, Fender, and you can tune the instrument to different frequencies. And so I tuned this to 444 hertz instead of 440. And I don't know if you guys will feel a difference, but boy, did I feel a difference. So here's a song that David and I co-authored together that I'm going to sing to you. Here is a song that we wrote just for you, to teach you about all the things that are true. True simplicity, gratitude and I think this Lionsgate, it just made me feel so deeply. And I know, I don't just believe in every fiber of my being that those, if we can live by those principles of being truthful, living life simply, having gratitude for everything, and love for everyone, that we will be happier. We will feel connected to all that is. And there are some truths in that song. The truth is, we are, not just I, we. We are and we create. That every one of us is a reflection of the one. And our hearts are the key that opens the gate. I know that. When our hearts are closed off, then we're still in separation and we can't open to the oneness of all that is. And simplicity is about keeping life plain. When we create too much, and often we've been taught that, right? That to be successful is to have all this stuff and be busy and all this, and I don't believe that's true. Actually, I know it's not. I've lived both ways. When I was working in corporate America and a single mom with 4 kids, I was busy and so disconnected. I was making more money than I ever had. You would think, I thought I was told that was going to make me happier. But it didn't. It did actually the opposite. I was more stressed out and more disconnected than I'd ever been in my life. And gratitude, being thankful for what is, whatever it is, gives you more to be grateful for. You know, David and I, we've had some interesting turns on our path. And, you know, if someone looked at our path from the outside, I'm sure they could have many judgments about it. But David and I have learned to be grateful for whatever is in each moment. And I will admit, there's been a few times where I'm like, why is it unfolding this way? You know, like, but that gratitude is the key. Being present in the moment, because the past isn't here anymore. The future's not arrived. Like, this is the only real eternal moment. The now moment of the present is the only real. And you can find something to be grateful for no matter what. Typically, the only times that we start feeling ungrateful is when we're in comparison, when we're comparing our path to someone else's. And that's just a thought. And we can change the way we think about anything. I used to, on my path of learning to control my thoughts and, you know, what was going on in my mind, I would find myself often when I was doing something, you know, that didn't require a lot of thinking, like driving, you know, my mind would be, I would observe my thoughts. And I would go, wow, these are like crazy thoughts that are not going to benefit me in any way. And so I would stop. I would go, okay, where are you? And I'm in my car. Are you okay? Yeah. And so that's how I learned to switch the way I was thinking, to ask myself, where are you? Are you okay? And so that got me out of that, what I like to refer to as future tripping. I would get in the future and start worrying about how it was going to unfold. I mean, none of us know how the future will unfold exactly. I think, you know, during these times right now, it's really going to be important for us to surrender to the process. Because I do know that each of us is receiving our soul's highest healing. No matter what we're doing, where we're at, we will receive our highest healing, whatever that is. And To resist it is futile. It really is. I had a lucid dream several months back. And by lucid, it felt like I was in it. Like there, you know, when I actually woke up from the dream, that was one of the dreams that I could not tell the difference between this reality and that reality. It was that real. And in that dream, I went somewhere to visit, and I was checking it out. I was with a group of friends, and then all of a sudden I was like, okay, it's time to leave. And I went to leave, and I couldn't leave. Like everywhere I turned, it was keeping me stuck there. And it was the most frustrating feeling, because I'm like, no, I want to leave. I want to go. This is not where I'm going home. And block, everywhere I went. And, often in my lucid dreams, I can fly, and I don't have these, limitations that we have in our minds in this physical reality. And so I was like, all right, I'm out of here. And I start flapping, and the energy just pulled me down. I was like, no, you're not going anywhere. And I'm like, what is going on? And finally, after it felt like a long time, but who knows how, time is the illusion. Finally, I just surrendered, and I asked, there was another woman in the room, and I just said, all right, where's my room? Like, if I'm stuck here, where's my bedroom? Where's my bed? Where do I get to sleep? And as soon as I released control, I woke up, and I was in a room with my husband David right there, and I'm like, oh my God. So as soon as I surrendered, it was like, okay, there you go. And so I invite each of you to surrender to the process. It might be a wild ride. It depends on each of us and our soul contracts, our divine blueprint, and what we signed up to add to the collective consciousness during this time and create. Each path is different. We can't compare our path to anyone else's path. It's not going to be the same. The one thing we all can do, though, is have gratitude in each moment for whatever is unfolding. No matter what it is. Even, you can judge it and say this is bad. It's like that story of, the man who, he had a horse and the horse ran away, and the villagers said, oh, this is such a terrible thing. I can't believe this happened to you. And he says, well, it's not good or bad. It just is. And then the horse came back, and it brought 7 other wild horses with it. And so then he had this, whole array of horses, and the villagers said, oh, what a blessing, such a great thing. This horse really has blessed you and your family. And he said, it just is. And, then his son was breaking one of the wild horses and fell off and broke his leg. And the villager said, oh, what a terrible thing. This, your son has broken his leg. And the man said, well, it's not good or bad, it just is. And then the king of that country declared war, and all the young men were enlisted to go off and fight. But this man's son, because he'd broken his leg, he couldn't go. And so the villagers said, oh, what a good thing that has happened. What a blessing that your son broke his leg. And the man was like, it just is. And that is how life is. It's these flows, right? And we can judge them good or bad, but they're all just experience, and they just are. It's only us that is giving them that good or bad title or judgment. It just is. So be grateful for what is. And love. None of us can love another at any level more than we have learned to love ourselves. That's the truth. So if we don't have very much self-love, if we're judging ourselves, if we're putting ourselves down, guess what we're going to do to others? Because in reality, there are no others. We can only love each other as deeply as we have learned to love ourselves. When we judge another, we're only judging ourselves. And compassion is really the key, because I don't care how old anybody is, often there's still a little 5-year-old hurt child somewhere inside. That just wants to be seen. And so if they're acting out in ways that feel hurtful, remember, there's a little 5-year-old in there that's just going, I'm hurt. And so hurt people. Healed people, heal people. That's the way it is. So if somebody's doing something that is hurtful, have compassion and know they're just a hurt little 5-year-old in there. It's not always easy. But it's the truth. So, I just want to invite all of us to think about these principles of truth, simplicity, gratitude, and love. If we can incorporate them into our daily lives more and really integrate these lessons into who we are and how we show up, that's how we change the world. Not by changing anybody else, but ourselves. So, I love you all, my sacred family. I used to apologize for feeling like, oh, sorry, I'm not sorry. I feel so deeply, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful to be human and to feel. I'm grateful that I feel so deeply, because that's my power. May we all remember our power and have the courage to feel. It's a gift. I love you, sacred family. Mwah.